better turn the music down, eh? I didn't know it was still gonna. I'm on YouTube with my phone, and the phone is streaming music to my stereo in my car. I'm in Pueblo, and I just went to a VA evaluation hearing, or not a hearing, to see the nurse. And why sometimes these cracks don't show up, and sometimes they do. These are cracks in my phone. I'm going to switch to my other phone. Forget this thing. But I just went in the bookstore, and you see my shirt has Medusa, right? And what's going to happen? All of my critics. There we go. Look her in the eyes, critics. Turn them into stone, just like all the stuff I found. So I just went into Barnes and Noble. That's our bag. I guess it doesn't say Barnes and Noble on it. Where does it say Barnes and Noble? There, at the top, Barnes and Noble. And again, I got 2 books. One of them, because I think it was, and you see, it's on my shirt too. So when I saw this book, I thought, aha, that's meant for me. I was sent in here to get that book. Myths and Legends. Classical Greek, Celtic, Norse, Chinese, African, Native American, and more. So there's a bunch of myths and legends in here. But it's like that's the shirt I was wearing when I went in the store. So I figured I better grab that book. There's got to be something in there. Forrest Fenn will be a legend. Pull this off on everybody. But the other book I got was Stupid History. So I figured there's going to be some nice, interesting things in here to go through. There's a lot of little stories, and you know, the case of Coke. Coca-Cola is not only an American institution; it's one of the most successful businesses in American history. John Pemberton, a pharmacist in Atlanta, concocted the drink in 1886 for use as a non-alcoholic nerve medicine. It's a non-alcoholic nerve medicine. Maybe I need some nerve medicine. My nerves are screwed up. And yes, the first recipe included coca leaves, along with cola nuts and other herbs. Pemberton would then mix the thick syrup with tap water and sell it in the drugstore. The story is that a customer complaining and upset somebody asked Pemberton to mix the syrup with carbonated water, and it was at that moment that the pharmacist realized he had the real thing. So Pemberton began producing Coke and retired a billionaire. Well, if he did, he wouldn't be in this book. Okay. Shortly after he created the drink, Pemberton became very sick and desperate in need of money. He sold the rights to Coke to a group of druggists for $350. He died of cancer in 1888. Pemberton went from soft drinks to hard times. So 2 years after he invented Coca-Cola, he died from cancer. Yeah. He should have invented a CBD cola. It might have saved him. Oh, I don't know if I'll read this one. It's about heavy loads. Dropping a load. Okay, it's an Air Force one. Okay. In January 1996, a KC-135 tanker collided with a B-52 during mid-air refueling. And the ensuing explosion released all 4 of the B-52's 20 megaton nuclear bombs over the Palomares of Spain. 2 of the bombs explosive igniters detonated on impact, spreading radioactive plutonium over a large portion of the Spanish countryside. Fortunately, no nuclear reaction took place. The third bomb produced The third bomb bounced off the ground and harmlessly nested in a crater of its own making. The fourth bomb landed in the Mediterranean Sea. In order to retrieve that unexploded, the U.S. Sixth Fleet, consisting of 33 ships and 3,000 men, searched for nearly 3 months before they could find and recover the weapon. I'm sure after they found the highly radioactive, everyone was all aglow. I better stay out of the fuzzy spot, right? Nice. Hey, Bill. So, yeah, and I was walking around. There's Catcher in the Rye, so I had to take a picture of the Catcher in the Rye on the bookshelf, you know? And I showed people in the bookstore my pictures that I've taken. Hey, Whoopi. I'm up at Barnes & Noble waiting for the package to be delivered, and I'll come down to your place. It says UPS. They put, oh, there's snow, and so we might be late. It's like, the roads are fine, dude. I think the snow warning was about North Dakota or something. Most bizarre books. The Pleasures of the Torture Chamber by John Swain, 1931. Teach Yourself Alcoholism by Meyer Glatt, 1975. Build Your Own Hindenburg by Alan Rose in 1983. Yeah, it was 48 when I left my place up in San Luis Valley, and it wasn't supposed to snow till tonight. And I got here, and my heater's not working. So it's not thawing out my windshield and stuff. I got some washer fluid because I used all my washer fluid to get the ice and stuff off my window. And yeah. The Bright Side of Prison Life by Captain S.A. Swigert, 1897. The Bright Side of Prison Life. Wow. Children Are Wet Cement by Anne Orland. Scouts in Bondage by Jeffrey Prout. Do Snakes Have Legs by Bert Cunningham. I know some snakes with legs. I'm sure all of you do. How to Become a Schizophrenic by John Modrow. I think too many people have read that book. The Day I Passed the Statue of Liberty by Selma Ritmore. Reusing Old Graves by D. Davies and A. Shaw. Reusing all. Hey, excuse me, you mind if I join you? Oh, must be my antibiotics. Yeah, my nose is a little sore because of sinus infection and stuff, and I've been putting medicine on it and taking the antibiotics. So, I think it might clear up some others because I'm only been taking the antibiotics for a day, third pill, 2 a day, and I'm already feeling somewhat better. But I take them for 14 days, so it's going to wipe out everything. All the new... And I went to, my hearing and my evaluation appointment, and I let them know. They told me, oh, you have somatization, and that every doctor after that had... so, you just, all the pain and stuff is in his head. And then I find out if it was cancer, blood cancer all along. Because they say with this blood cancer, people live 20 to 30 years with it. And so this started about 20 years ago. So if they didn't fix this up, I don't know. I'm hoping I get another 10 years or 20 years. Who knows? Ship faced. It was one of the most historic battles of the Civil War, the 4-hour Battle of Hampton Roads in March 9th, 1862, between the two ironclads, Monitor and the Merrimack. What makes this battle easy and memorable is both ships' names started with the letter M. The problem is the Monitor didn't fight the Merrimack, it fought the Virginia. The Merrimack was a typical U.S. Navy wooden frigate built in 1856 that was set on fire so as to be a confiscated Confederate, so as not to be confiscated by Confederate forces. The rebels salvaged the ship, cut off its upper hull, and outfitted it with sloping metal slides, rechristened it the CSS Virginia, and it was under that name that the Battle of the Monitor at the Battle of the Monitor. In 1995, the U.S. Postal Service commemorated the battle with a 32-cent Monitor Virginia stamp and was inducted with inundated with calls. Okay, and inundated with calls and letters telling them that they had screwed up. Everybody, oh, you screwed up. No, and actually, the Merrimack was renamed the Virginia. So it was the Virginia, not the Monitor and the Merrimack. So, nuts to you. You can buy almonds in their shells, or walnuts in their shells, or Brazil nuts in their shells. So why can't you buy cashews in their shells? For the simple reason that cashews don't have shells. But wait, don't all nuts have shells? That's true, but cashews aren't nuts. They're technically seeds. Peanuts aren't nuts either. They're actually a species in the legume family. Okay. John Baptiste de Cheddarburn, 1686 to 17, spent 40 years writing, rewriting, and polishing two plays that virtually constituted his life's work. This was in the days before autosave, and Cheddarburn became suicidal when he discovered his housekeeper had carelessly used the manuscripts as wrapping paper, losing them forever. Oh man, he spent 80 years writing it, and then his housekeeper used them for wrapping paper. Jesus. Oh, I wonder how long she lived. So, yeah. So this is an entertaining book, anyhow. This stupid history, and it was $7.98 at Barnes and Noble. Yeah, and this myths book was only $10. But it's got a whole lot of stuff in it. Woes, the snow husband. The wanderings of what? But there was some, I saw Catcher in the Rye in there and stuff. And I'm just doing this stream because I'm waiting for the UPS to deliver some posters over to my son's house. And then I'm going to go pick them up. I'm not going to stay because I got this sinus infection and I don't want to get all the 5 grandkids all sick, So I told my son, when it shows up, let me know. I'll come over. You can bring them out and I'll take them. no hugs and all that for the grandkids because I don't want to get them sick. Jack doesn't get sick, does he? He's right here next to me. See? What, Jack? To yourself? Oh, see, Jack? Oh, he says, oh, I'm in the video too. Yeah. He's a good dog. Except when I drive, he's just back and forth across his nose going back and forth across the dash. He's got high anxiety. Oh, my nose is yeah, it was quite interesting in Barnes and Noble. I talked to a bunch of people in there, and you know, mostly about the shirt I was wearing and the book I bought. You know, isn't that a coincidence? I go in there and it's like the first place, and I look down and holy smokes, it's my shirt. It's a mirror. That's a synchronicity. Like the person who found the person who found Forrest Fenn's trove. The treasure is the prize. It's the going out there and finding the trove that's the thrill of the chase. Finding the trove of ancient archaeology and all that. He covets the treasure. He's still got it somewhere, you know, and it comes out in his will. It's his will. His will. It's what he wanted. His will means that's what I want, you know. This is the way I want it. And basically writing the poem, he's spelling out the will is, it comes in his will. No, it's not. It's not at his house is all that he's, you know. The trove is what we seek. The thrill of the chase. The thrill of discovering that ancient archaeology. What's up, Jack? He just looks at me with them blue eyes. It's, oh, I do. Show you, see? That's real stuff, man. This is Pueblo. Now, my search area, it's not supposed to snow till tonight. Yeah, Madame Medusa. And what's Medusa do? If you look in her eyes, you turn to stone. All this rock art stuff, those are the people that I've turned to stone so far. Yeah. What are you doing up in Denver? You come down here, it's gonna be in the 50s where I'm at. Where not where I'm at right now, but really it's a higher elevation and it's warmer temperature. And it's not supposed to snow till tonight up there. It just snowed all over when I came in for this appointment, you know. My dad makes the snow. My mother makes it rain. My dad throws in the snow and ice. I told my mother she can make it rain on our birthday to let me know she was okay up there in heaven. And it rained every year on my birthday. That's supernatural. But hang on one second, I go blow my nose. Might be able to sound better because I wasn't getting any air through my nose. But yeah, what's it say on a box? I'm trying to, you know, I got these books and I was looking through all the books and now I don't, where's my treasure content? it what he says, it's out there. The thrill of the chase is out there. He's talking about the chest itself. We don't know exactly, but did he really leave all that valuable stuff sitting out there in the middle? No, you can't stumble upon it. If you can't stumble upon it, then you're not going to find it either. Because most searchers, that if you can't stumble upon it, you're going to need a metal detector. And when you're looking all over, you can't metal detect the Rocky Mountains. You know what I mean? And you find the symbols, but the symbols are the blazes. His stories are blazed on the canyon walls and stuff. And he told another searcher that Bill Gorman was on point, and the other bloggers didn't have a clue. Basically, that I'm the one that's on point, and my critics have nothing to criticize. you know. Um. Uh. The Nehemiah's dreadful lion, first besought the savage slew of the Ithurius, brought from his huge side his shaggy spoils, be tore around him and through. Hercules' first task was to defeat the ferocious lion Nehemiah and bring its skin, invaluable to weapons, back to Ithurius. The formidable lion terrorized the village and seized its inhabitants to feast upon at will. Armed with a bow and arrow sword of bronze and his beloved club, which he had fashioned from an olive tree that he uprooted and tore apart, Hercules threw himself onto the first labor with vigor and never one to turn away from a challenge. Hercules, my 140th great grand. I've got my family. Once you tie in the royal families, you tie it to Hercules. So, and most everybody is descended from, but I happen to know it's 140 generations. No, Hercules is 130 generations. Um, Adam and Eve is 140 generations. Myths of other gods and the Yin nation. Moas, the snow husband. In a northern village of the Algonquin tribe, there lived a young maiden whose exquisite beauty had won her great fame throughout the region. Every day, a whole host of admirers made their way to her father's lodge, hoping for an opportunity to feast their eyes on the beautiful young woman. The path to the door was now so well worn, the old man had often considered sending his daughter away, but at the same time he fiercely proud of the child and certain that one day a deserving young warrior would appear and carry her off as his bride. I got to read too much to read. That was just the first paragraph of that chapter. The broken promise. At the heart of a solitary forest, a hunter had built for himself a family and his family a small wooden lodge. Having decided once and for all to withdraw from the company of his tribe, their deceit and cruelty had caused him to turn from them, and he had chosen the loneliest spot he could find, a damnment that his three young children should never fall under their poisonous influence. The years passed and the family remained happy and peaceful in their new home until one day the father fell gravely ill and blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'm not going to read it all. This is a little introduction to the broken promise. And then there's Norse myths. So, decent for for $10, I'm going to learn a whole lot out of that book. And for $8, I'm going to learn a whole lot of stupid history. That's what you get it. They had a book of knowledge too. And then there was 3 shelves of books by authors named Brown, including Dan Brown and stuff. But researching in Denver, is you gotta bring your rope down here. I'll let you kiss Moses, Davio. You gotta bring your rope. You can kiss Moses. I'll show you where he's at. You can rappel down there and kiss this guy and see if the treasure's there. You might need a 200-foot rope though, or 200-300 foot, because he's halfway up the karst where God burned the 10 Commandments into the tablets with his hand. And the burning bush was there. That's the blaze. It's halfway up the karst where his F-100 crashed, and made a giant fireball that he hoped would not wanted attention. I have to turn my car on occasionally to get the accessories to power on to keep my phone charged. You see your buddy. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Don't push on the keyboard, Jack. I was going to check my UPS delivery. This has been a half an hour. There he is. Hey, what have we got? There he is. What, Jack? What you doing, Jack? What you doing, Jack? Oh, buddy. Hey. Do you see Jack? Look. Oh. He's funny. Those eyes. Cats. Oh, don't take cats. He likes rabbits. And with his phone going like this, I asked the guy at the phone repair store, I said, what it costs to put new glass on this? And we could put the screen and all. We replaced the whole LCD because it's too much labor to just peel the glass off. There's a bunch of glue and cleaning the glue off and then putting new glue on. And yeah, he's blue-eyed puppy dog, aren't you, Jack? Oh, buddy. Yeah, when I'm driving, he lays his head in my lap and I rub his head. But what are you doing, Jack? You taking over? Huh? One seat ain't enough for you? You gotta have my seat too? Huh? I don't know what's with him. They have a camper for me to stay in, wait out the snow. Oh, I got a trailer on my property. If you came by, yeah, you could if you got a cot or something, you'd want a cot in there. But I use it for storage. He's a red merle, Australian Shepherd, miniature type. Yeah. Oh, I gotta see if my packages are there. He was getting all over the keyboard. Oh. The UPS, you gotta fix it so I can refresh the page and check the tracking without it trying to put track details isn't part of the Out for delivery. And they split my shipment into two packages. So one says out for delivery, the other one says loaded on the delivery vehicle. So I think it both means the same thing. And if one ain't delivered, I'm sure the other one ain't either. Yep. By end of day. The one package showed up 2 days ago. The other one showed last night, midnight. It showed it was that it had left Illinois on the 8th, and it was like it was due for delivery today, and it hadn't shown it, and it didn't show up in Colorado till midnight on the tracking. What's up, Jackie? Jack. He's Jackie Jack. Aren't you, Jack? He just won't leave me alone. The guy doesn't like me at all. What, Jack? He thinks it's playtime. I'd take his collar leash off. I'd pull up to next to a tree, and he goes and waters the tree. But I ordered. I've got it on one of my page. I think my page. I ordered 13 different 11 by 17 posters and 4 22 by 28 posters, 4 different prints, one each, and frames for those, and I got the mounting stuff and all that, and I got to see what I got, what the frames look like, and the mounting, see if they got decent foam boards in them or what. And I might have to buy foam boards to mount the pictures before I put them in the frames, because I want them to be nice and flat and not rippled and stuff. I want the paper to stay flat, smooth. But yeah, I'll have them and I'll take them home and mount them on the boards and put them in the frames and ship off the ones that have been ordered. I sold 5 of them. But I'm trying to decide on a price for the big posters, because there was some expense in getting those. It's a bigger expense than printing the 11 by 17s, that's for sure. It costs quite a bit more. So what else is going on? What did you order? Hey, yep, those posters. I got like 99 posters. 95 of them are 11 by 17s. And I already got the tubes for shipping them and stuff, so I don't have to worry about all that. All you gotta do is get them home and which ones do they want, and put them in the tubes and put a label on them. Yeah, there were some sheep, and they already had their own sheepdogs, and I figured he would just be a big disturbance to the herd. Wouldn't you, Jack? He wanted to go play with the sheep. When I pass cattle on the road, I got his key on and off again to keep my phone charging. Because you can't stream very long on the battery. He's got his head in my lap. So crazy, Jack. Okay. Sit. Silly. Let's see. Oh, those don't come on when I've got that. Yeah. Just hanging out. Nobody asked questions about the treasure hunt. I already got it all done. They can't go there. Yeah, pretty well figured out. But, yeah, and I seen Mary Wygant. Seen her the other day. Had dinner with her in Pagosa Springs. And we couldn't go visit because her hotel or whatever doesn't, no pets, so Jack wasn't allowed to go there. So I just drove over the hill and went home afterwards. But she got to meet my friends in Pagosa and stuff. Still the same question as the last one. What are they? Sheepdog. Researching. What's the research? You go to Molly Brown's house. You go up to Red Rocks and look at the dinosaur feet print on Dinosaur Ridge up there by Red Rocks. And come on down down to 160, Davio. We come down past Pueblo to Walsenburg and take 160 over and come by, and I'll show you some really neat stuff, Davio, for real. And some of this stuff, I mean, there's a piton in the rock right above Anubis. So there's already a place to hook up, and you can climb on Anubis and stuff. I can show you where Thoth is, and you don't need ropes for him. Battery power 15%. Okay. Yeah, this thing's killing my battery quickly. So I'm going to probably cut this off here soon. Started thinking today that the treasure might be, I have no idea where. Yeah, I'm at the point. I found half. He says there are 10 billion blazes, and I've got about 5 billion of them, and I don't know which one of them is the blaze, but I'm pretty sure I know where the beginning and the end is, and it's somewhere in between because he says me in the middle. What's this battery? Is it charging? No. Jack's got his elbow right on. They put the charger port in the console, in between the seats, where the dog sits on it. Stupid idea, GM. Put it in the dash. In fact, I'm gonna put it on the dash on the door side. So, because you got it on the dash sticking out, and the pet goes and knocks it around, and and they got control buttons in the console too that he steps on all the time. And I'm looking at the dash, a light comes on, and it's just a big pain in the ass. But yeah, now it says it's charging. We got a dog trying to lay on top of the charger port, because the stupid place they put it. I'm going to put another one right inside. I'm going to put a cigarette lighter thing inside the fuse door, and so that I'm going to mount it on the fuse door. So you pull the panel off, and there'll be a wire going to it. It's snowing. Man, my side mirror is covered with snow. You can't see it. and I got to clean my windshield off. But this thing's gobbling up my battery, so that's probably enough for today. I'm not talking about the treasure hunt. It really ain't right now. What are you groaning about? Huh? He's such a good dog. Oh, God, club me, Jack. What's that? Number 22, scrapbook 107. 22, 107. His birthday is the 22nd. Catch 22. There's a lot of synchronicities, you know? I don't think it's in Mesa Verde. It's not in a national park. I don't believe he put it in a national park. He put all the jars on BLM, he said, except the one jar that was found was on the boundary of Yellowstone, across from the dude. So somebody said, there's no posts outside the dude. Look across the street. I've done it on Google Earth. So my phone keeps telling me battery, 13% battery. So have a good one. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.